Okay, Asia session done. Took one trade on Nikkei. So Nikkei saw this setup on the daily. Daily, there's an inside bar. Whenever I see an inside bar extend the previous bar's highs and lows, that becomes a range. Price came down and faked out the low of the range a number of times this week. So when I see that, usually when you fake out one side of the range, I expect price to get up to the opposite side. I ended up taking this trade yesterday, same exact idea, faking out the low of the range. This yellow line is the daily range. Faked out that low of the range, was waiting for a fake out of the previous H8 low, the momentum time frame, and then a flip of the H8 breakout level was the entry. So I ended up taking this move yesterday. Was hoping for a completion of that daily range. Instead, it faked out at that previous day high, probably reacted to some levels on the left here, lots of breakout levels here, and faked out that previous day high. Knew I was in trouble, went break even, and ended up taking nothing from this move. It was a really nice move. There was about 2R, I think, but unfortunately did not get anything from that. And thought that move wouldn't happen again, but price actually in New York session tried to break out to the downside and ended up faking out very strong. So yesterday's daily bar tried to break out of the range, faked out that range, and also took out that last low of the week. So once I saw that, I knew this market was going up and was looking for an entry to take this back up today. So today's session, I was waiting for price to fake out an H8 low. There was no fake out of an H8 low. Instead, it came up and broke out above that H8 breakout level and also gave me an entry right here, H8 false breakout, flipping that breakout level. That's the entry that I like, and ended up taking this on continuation. I think I got triggered in over here. Stop loss at the low of the day. So usually when I'm trading ranges, when I'm trading in ranges, I always want my stop loss at the low of that range, outside of that range, because you never know what's going to happen inside that range. And best protection would be at the bottom of that entire range. But obviously, the stop loss is a bit too far. So, second best option is to get in at the low of the day, or whichever bar you're trading. So, in this case, the daily bar. And so I'm looking for, hopefully this can complete this move today back up to the range high. But there are other ranges here. There's an H8 range here. There's close outside bar, inside bar. I can see on the indicator that there's a range here, so I've also marked that off as well. I want to see what happens there, but hopefully this move will continue. So on the daily, we do have mixed bias here, but if you look at higher time frames on the monthly, we have bullish bias here. We actually have a setup here, trend retracement setup, but lots of things are missing with this. But we do have a strong breakout bar, looking for a retracement down to the low. And actually, you can see that on the monthly. So I trade monthly bars on the H4 or H8, and price did come down and faked out the previous week low. So this is what I'm looking for in a trend retracement setup, and then flipping the breakout level. So saw this as well, and so there's some pretty decent chance that this can continue back up, but just baby steps for the moment. Just gonna see if it can get up to at least that range high. So I saw all this and wanted to take that trade, and that's what I did. So I entered today's session as price got above, holding on to it right now. Another way that could have entered this is by looking at the H1. So if you missed that M15 entry, this H1 bar closed in breakout above the daily breakout level. And this is an entry. Indicator lets me know exactly which entry it is. It's a false breakout entry. All these trigger bars with arrows on them, these are all valid entries to take, especially the ones that are in whites. The ones in white are changing the bias. So previous bias was bearish, and now this is bullish. Bearish, bullish. Not always the best ones, but technically this is correct with how I trade. And so once you see this, looking for a retracement on this bar. This is a breakout bar, and whenever you have a breakout bar, I'm always looking for these breakout alignment patterns. So a bullish breakout, and I'm looking for either a reversal, continuation, or pullback pattern. I trade that H1 bar on the M1. Could have taken this entry as well. Indicator again picks off all the best entries. Here's the M15 trend reversal entry. So we have a breakout And we did not trigger the low. So if we don't trigger the low, I always want to see rejection. I want to see the market reject the move down. That gives me a lot more confidence to take a false breakout move. But in this case, did not reject. So if it doesn't reject the move down, if it doesn't reject, we have a breakout of a low. If it doesn't reject the move down and give me a breakout reversal, then I'm going to enter on the trend reversal instead. And this is a trend reversal entry. Lets me know M15 trend reversal, breaking out of the high above that breakout level. This is where I could have taken that trade. I would still suggest keeping the stops outside of that range, but you could be aggressive with this. High risk, high reward, and take it one bar stop and hold it to the same levels. So 7, 8R. Yeah, well, in hindsight, probably should have done that, but I'm happy with being more conservative with my stops. So we're coming up to that point where I'm going to have to decide whether I want to continue or take partials, but I'll look at that later. All right, so that's the trade that I took. I think it was 1.5R, if I'm not mistaken, all the way to the daily range. This would be a 1R move, and that's it. Also did my watch list. The way I'm doing my watch list now is I just flip through all the pairs, my Asia session pairs, and I'm just looking to see if this section is lit up. I'll talk about this on the WAP this weekend. Going to do lots of updates on the WAP and explain what everything is, update the indicator, and give a lot of charts that I've modified and created. So if this is lit up, then I'll put it on the watch list. If it's not, then I won't put it up. Green are the ones that I shortlist. And so there was quite a few, but I don't think most of them did anything. There was Aussie News, so that kind of blew up some of the setups. So the only ones that I was considering in today's Asia session was Nikkei, Aussie CAD, and Euro Oz. So Aussie CAD, we have a trend continuation move. So now the way that I'm trading is I'm just trading my setups. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not trying to outsmart the market. If my setup is showing up, then I'm going to look for that. So this one is a trend continuation. We have a breakout followed by a bullish fake out. And I'm looking for, well, now we have the entry now, but my session's done already. Breakout followed by fake out. And I want to see a fake out of the H2 high in this case. Trend continuation, breakout followed by a bullish fake out. Want to see price retrace, fake out the high, fake out the momentum time frame, and then go back down. So once you trigger that time frame, then I'm looking for cycle alignment. So in this case, I'm trading a pullback because we have breakout levels and faking out the H2 high. And again, I'm looking for one of these patterns, reversal, continuation, or pullback. And in this case, we have a reversal pattern. This is my favorite pattern. These only show up at swing points. When you flip those breakout levels, those only happen at swing points. You can never flip a breakout level if it's not at a possible swing point. So in this case, you do get back below that breakout level, but this is a low, and then you're going even lower. So this is just a continuation move. While flipping, going from a high to a low, this only happens at swing points. So this would have been a good trade to take, but after my session and as per my setups, take this down to the fake out level for a first trade, and then hopefully it can continue on down. Yeah, so that was what I was looking for on the H2. Saw it on the H2, and I trade that H2 bar execution time frame right at the bottom there on the M2. So that's how I'm framing my trades, how I'm structuring my trades now, and this is what I'll be teaching in the course. And so the other one I was looking at was Euro Oz. Euro Oz, same thing on the H2. We have a trend continuation, so actually the exact same thing, just going the opposite direction. Breakout followed by fake out. Price came down, faked out the H2 low, flipped the breakout level. In this case, you don't have a fake out of the low. There was no rejection at the bottom there. Here also, actually, there was a rejection here, faking out that high. And this one, it did not fake out a low. So this one would get in not on the flip of the breakout level, but on the trend reversal move, which again, the indicator lets me know that it got that move right there. So this could have been an entry. But between the two of these, Euro Oz and Aussie CAD, I preferred Aussie CAD. And reason why is just by looking at the higher time frames, monthly is in a pullback continuation. That is a unidirectional cycle. Unidirectional meaning that it's in a cycle that has breakout bias and peak bias both pushing in the same direction. So breakout levels pushing down, peak levels also pushing down, while Euro Oz was not. It's in a breakout reversal. So breakout reversals are mixed bias cycles. Anything can happen in this. We're pushing down on the peak. Peak bias tells me what current price action is doing. Current price action is bearish, but overall, I'm still bullish as long as we stay above that breakout level. So that's one reason. Second reason, just very quickly looking at the quick bias section, 70% of these levels are bullish, 80% are bearish. So 80% is larger than 70%. Don't want to have correlated pairs, Aussie, Aussie. So I would have opted for your Aussie CAD. And yeah, well, unfortunately it's moving, but it's all right. I'll got a nice move on Nikkei here. Okay, and then the last one I was looking at was on NJ. NJ, we had a strong breakout bar to the downside here. And then on the M5, this is a trend retracement. I'm looking for price on a trend retracement, looking for price to retrace back up to the high after a breakout bar and fake out the momentum time frame below the breakout level. That's exactly what happened here. So this could have been an entry, but I opted not to take this one because we are in ranges. Not on the H8. H8 range was saw it only here, but on the H4 we were actually already in a range. Inside bar, extend periods, bars, highs and lows. Don't really want to be trading inside ranges, but if I'm going to be trading inside a range, then my stop loss should be at the highs like this. And you should definitely expect lots of turbulence when you're trading in ranges. But don't mind this move. It is a breakout reversal, a mixed bias, but we did flip that breakout level. Momentum is pushing down. So this was another one I was looking for, but I opted not to take this because I was already in a range trade. And yeah, so that's it. So only one trade on Nikkei. Didn't take Aussie CAD. This one's moving nice. And did not take Euro Oz. And did not take NJ. So these are the four that I was focused on. All right, so that's it. And not sure if I'll be trading London, but if I do, I'll try to make some videos.